Hello and welcome, folks. I am Cornell. Welcome to Midlife Crits, and today we are updating the Grace of Inarius Pale Rider build for Diablo 3, given it is the start of Season 13. With this build, it is a melee, tankish elite hunter, and let's go ahead and jump right in and talk about the gear and the skills and the cube, and then I will have an example of this build clearing a Greater Rift 80, which is my current farm status given the item quality I have had the luck to find so far, which I admit hasn't been very good. So let's take a look. First off, of course, full set of Grace of Inarius. If you are new to Diablo, the Grace of Inarius set, the set bonuses are 2 set, bone armor damage increased by 1000%. 4 set, bone armor grants an additional 2% damage reduction per enemy hit. 6 set, bone armor also activates a swirling tornado of bone, damaging nearby enemies for 1000% weapon damage and increasing the damage they take from the Necromancer by 3750%. For the weapon, we use Tragul's Corroded Fang, which, as the Curse Scythe rune for Grim Scythe, now has a 100% chance to apply a curse to an enemy, and you deal a scaling percentage of up to, I believe, 199, 200% increased damage to cursed enemies. For the ring, I've got Crispin's Sentence, which you deal, again, a scaling percentage of damage, increased damage against slowed enemies, or triple this bonus against enemies afflicted by any other type of control impairing effect. And then I use the Endless Walk set, which the 2 set bonus for that is while moving, damage taken is reduced by up to 50%, while standing still, damage dealt is increased by up to 100%. And then I have socketed it in this ring, the Bane of the Trapped, which increases damage against enemies under the effects of control impairing effects by a scaling percentage based upon the rank. And after rank 25, gain an aura that reduces the movement speed of enemies within 15 yards by 30%. And the ring in Crispin's Sentence, or the gem in Crispin's Sentence, is the Pain Enhancer, which critical hits cause the enemy to bleed for a scaling percentage based upon your rank. Weapon damage as physical over 3 seconds. And then after rank 25, gain Blood Frenzy, granting you 3% increased attack speed for each bleeding enemy within 20 yards. On the wrists, I've got the Ancient Parthon Defenders, which secondary effect is each stunned enemy within 25 yards reduces damage taken by 10%. On the belt, disclaimer here, I had an Ancient of the previous iteration of this belt, but the effect change did not carry over. I have not had the luck yet to find another Ancient and or Primal for this piece. You gain is Dainty's Binding. You gain an additional, again, scaling percent damage reduction when there is an enemy afflicted by any of your curses. This pairs with your Curse Scythe and one of the other abilities that we use, which I will get to in a moment when we talk about skills. And in the Traveler's Pledge, which is the other half of the Endless Walk set, I have Mirene, Teardrop of the Starweave, 15% chance on hit to smite a nearby enemy for a scaling percentage, weapon damage as holy, and heal yourself for 3% of your maximum life. After rank 25, you get smite a nearby enemy every 3 seconds. So I use this as a damage output and as a healing offset. Now you're probably wondering why I have the Iron Rose as my offhand. The reason for this is that it's just there for a stat stick. It was the first primal I got. The stats were so much better than what I currently had equipped at the time that I equipped it as purely a stat stick. You can pretty much have any of the phylacteries here, or you can even put a shield in this place. So that's that. Let's move on to the skills. Of course, we use Grim Scythe with Curse Scythe, Corpse Lance with Brittle Touch, Bone Armor with Dislocation, Blood Rush with Potency, Land of the Dead with Frozen Lands, Frailty with Aura of Frailty, and then for the passives you have Swift Harvesting, Standalone, Overwhelming Essence, and Final Service. In the cube, we have Relay and a Shadow Hook, which every point of maximum essence increases your damage by 0.5%, and Bone Spikes generates an additional 5 essence for each enemy hit. Now, I use this for just purely the damage increase, not for the Bone Spikes. And for For the second piece, I've got a Keeley Karas, which, while above 90% primary resource, all damage taken is reduced by 50%. This build does not use any resources, at least not enough to affect this bonus. And then the final piece in the cube is the Wisdom of Kalan. Increase the maximum stacks of bone armor by 5, which gives you a total of 15 stacks. So that in a nutshell is the build itself. Now I will show you this build in a practical use of an Greater Rift 80. So let's hop on in here and get this party started. So jump in, use your Land of the Dead, use your Corpse Lances to take down the elites. Rinse and repeat. Primarily this build is a elite killer. So your main goal is to move on, find your next group of elites, burn it down as quickly as possible. Uh-oh. Disco balls. So I have a double pack. So, if you guys are first time tuning in here at Midlife Crits, I appreciate it. Welcome. It is much appreciated. Your support is appreciated. We are a up-and-coming streaming channel. We have a few different shows that we offer. And if you like Diablo content, I am going to possibly be streaming Diablo Season 13 for the next week, if not 2. And that will be going on at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Thursday. And Friday is a separate show that I host with a few buddies of mine, so that's why I won't be playing Diablo on Friday. And you're welcome to come by, chit-chat, give me your feedback on this build, either in the comments or in one of my live streams. I am fine with that. You're also welcome to join me in-game if you would like. If you're in the live streams, I do welcome viewers to join in and have some fun. I also run the Safe Haven Clan, which you are welcome to send a join request for, and I will review it and add you. This build has been around since the beta of the Necromancer, and has gone through a couple different iterations, and it wasn't a build I solely created on my own. I created it with my viewers and with 2 other players who were involved in the beta. Belial and Balthazar. Both of them are fantastic players, guys I really, really respect and miss playing with, honestly. So, it's really enjoyable to play this build. As you see, plenty of damage gets out as you're using Mirene, and with your it literally just melts elites. Hope if I pay attention to where I was going. And basically, you can use your bone armor with this location, which stuns enemies, or your blood rush to get a jump ahead on enemies and or get yourself out of trouble. Like here with Frozen, which if I didn't get pulled back in, I actually had jumped myself with blood rush out of the affected area. And when you see the larger mobs, of course, are worth more when you kill them for your meter. Of course, take advantage of that. Build up some corpses on the ground in case you run into an elite, so you can save your Land of the Dead. The only trick to this build is, besides getting your stacks of bone armor up, is to ensure that you have your Land of the Dead cool down when you get to the Rift Guardian. So you need to pay attention to that and make sure you aren't on cooldown when that comes up. I'd be embarrassed if I died while trying to show off this build. I need to change that. My center mouse button cannot be my map as well. Keep doing that. Keep forgetting to change that setting. So yeah, you guys are getting some just off the cuff commentary as I'm working through this rift to give a practical example of this build. Right, strange magic radiates from these foes. Where's the elite? There it is. Wow, it's giving me a lot of molten. As you see, it literally just tears through these elites like they're butter. Another good way to use Land of the Dead is when you first get into a rift and you end up mobbed with a bunch of enemies. Pop your bone armor, activate your Land of the Dead, and move through them and or kill them using the bonuses to get a quick jump on your meter. You can also use your Blood Rush to jump into the middle of a pack. And when you do get to the Rift Guardian, get a few swings on him with your Curse Sight to apply all of your curses and melt.
My name is Earth. Let's see what we can do.
So folks, that is the Pale Rider build for Grace of Inarius on Diablo 3 Necromancer. So, let me know what you thought of this build down in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and for Midlife Crits, this is Cornell, and we will see you on the couch. See you later, folks.